up in that algorithm, y'all, and holla at your girl.
I'm Queens. I got Queens in the building. I got BX in the building. I got Harlem in the building. And I got the transplant that moved from New York to Atlanta. So New York is in the building, y'all. Or done any type of thing talking about this, and I wanted to talk about this for so long. What did you think of this season and the show in a whole? I'll start with you, Tamika, first, and then you, Terry.
I like this show. I like this since when the first season started. I was like, okay, I'm more in. This is different. I don't know where I would put this series out of. I mean, this particular season out of all of them. But I like this season. I did like some episodes better than others, but we'll get into that. But yeah, I'm a Boys fan.
Okay. And Torian, how you what do you think about this show? What do you like about the show? And how much it touches on real topics? Because you mentioned that. So that's why I want to add that
Yeah.
in.
Well, I've been a fan of this series since the beginning. It's crazy because I kind of just heard about it like word of mouth when the show first came out because I wasn't too familiar with it. And I remember on the first season, they dumped every episode on, like, it was sort of like Netflix. They dropped every episode at one time. And then I think the fans have said, don't dump it all at one time. Let it be a weekly thing. And they did that. And I'm glad they did because it built up anticipation, getting ready for the next episode that was coming up. But I really, really enjoyed the show. When season 3 ended and when Gen V ended, which was the spinoff, I was like, okay, they need to hurry up and drop season 4 now. And they really went there with this season. They really threw it in your face, like heavy handed. Like, here it is. We're not like being subliminal with it. Not that they really were subliminal with it in the first place, but this time they really hit you over the head with it and let you know, hey, this is what it is. They made sure to throw in some real world topics that was in there as well. Like they, such as January 6th, just for instance, as we all know what happened on that day in real life, and just having it relate to actual real world activity while also being extremely raunchy.
Yes, and that's the thing. We usually don't see superheroes have some of these behaviors and habits. So it's showing them as real people too, but it shows a dangerous side to them, and that's what I enjoyed about it too.
Yeah.
So we got let me see who's here. All right, we got KIM. Hey, I see Candy Love is here, and she's, even though she didn't watch it, she came through. Thank you, Candy. Matthew Wilson, Barbara, Lemon Kush Pepper, Pocketful De Niro, Jennifer Haley, and I'm sure more is to come because I put the link in the Discord. So let's give some people time to get here. Do you watch, or do y'all both watch Gen Z as well?
Oh yeah, I watched Gen V. Definitely. I loved it.
What do you think?
Yeah, I watch.
Okay, what do y'all think about the shows intertwining right now?
I think it's very interesting, like how it is, and I see how they put two of the characters from Gen V, I call them like the two turncoats inside of this season. One thing I wish they would have did was addressed where the other characters were, because it's like we didn't see them at all in this season, even though we know where they're being held at, but we didn't see them at all. So hopefully that is explained in the next season of Gen V, which will probably hopefully come out most likely next year. I know they would have to halt production because one of the main characters, the actors, actually did pass away this year in a motorcycle accident, an unfortunate motorcycle accident. So they would probably have to do maybe push back production because of that, because they might end up having to recast his character. So, but either way, I'm waiting to see where were they this whole time, because my thought was they were going to see them in some capacity, but we didn't see them at all.
No, we didn't. I thought we was gonna see them when I saw them with the 7. So I thought we were going to see them, but I'm gonna get to that later, because I'm gonna put that with the predictions part, because I'm sure we're going to see them next season, and I think the boys are going to be there too with this. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how they write this, how this plays out. So look, we know that. Oh, did I go back? Okay, here we go. So you know that Butcher has done so much where they don't want him to be down with stuff because he's so unpredictable. He's a loose cannon. And he has some of that compound V.
Yep. And it's messing him up.
Yes. It's messing him up. Basically, they saying he only have months to live. And we find out that no, that's not Ashley. She becomes vice president, right?
Yeah,
and Newman. And also we have new candidates for the 7. So I'm gonna stick here with this mission that the boys are back on, where they didn't want Butcher to join because they had, they figured he was gonna foul us up, and he kind of did.
Yeah, Butcher's a loose cannon. He always has been. He's never been. He goes by a script that's written by him, and even sometimes he'll go off of his own script.
Exactly. So basically, at this time, Mother Milk is in charge of the group now,
which is a perfect choice to make.
I think so too. I think he's level-headed. He keeps his temper, and he knows how to. He kind of tones it down when he's talking to the CIA, which is, take me as I am.
Yeah.
Now we get Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character. Dad, did I write this down? Do y'all have his name? Anybody have his name?
I think his name is
I was
Joe
looking.
Kessler or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me look. I do have it. I thought I looked it up. I have everything else, but I was busy doing the questions, y'all. But and I'm thinking he was real at this moment.
Everybody,
And come
I
to
think
find
everybody did.
come to find out, like they worked together, and he was gonna. It seemed like once Butcher knew he was kicked out, this was his alternative to go rogue.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it because at first I thought they was teaming up, and you know him from The Walking Dead, like Negan.
Yep.
You know he's like a strong character. So when this happened, I thought we was gonna see some real action. What did you think about that, Tamika?
Yeah, I like him as an actor. I actually used to like him on Supernatural too. That was my show. But and there's a couple people from Supernatural that seem like they coming through over here.
Yeah,
But yeah. Butcher, he a hot daggone mess. I'll be rocking with Butcher, but then Butcher be doing a lot. So sometimes I'm like, yeah, I get it. He needed to be put to the side, and Mother's Milk needed to be in charge. I was thinking he was real for a minute, but then after a while, I was like, you know, he only seemed to be talking to him, and he didn't seem like he's interacting with nobody else. And yeah, it was starting to get a little sketchy. Where I was like, is he real or isn't he? And of course, we got that confirmation later. But in the beginning part, I was like, all right, let's see where they're gonna go, what he gonna be doing. I did think they was about to, you know, start some stuff up.
okay. I'm just covering it in a whole, so we only covering some things from each each episode, but two
because we covered
episodes.
everything. We'll be all night.
Yeah, 2 episodes. I actually skipped 3 episodes, and I wanted to leave some of the finale out just in case people didn't see it. I didn't want to spoil too much, so I don't have that much screenshots and clips and stuff like that. But you know, I did enough so we could know what we're talking about. Which episode was y'all favorite? If you don't remember the name or the number, you could just say what particularly happened in certain episodes that you like.
One of my favorite episodes was the one where it was Starlight and Butcher versus Black Noir in the office. I like that scene right there, and I'm glad because Starlight got her get back, and she deserved that after what happened to her on the first episode of the first season with her in the deep in that bathroom.
Because you know he violated.
Yeah, he's like, this is your entry into the 7.
And now that firecracker, she knows everything. But since we right here, what were y'all thoughts? Oh, I didn't ask you, Tamika. I'm sorry. What was your favorite episode in this? Or favorite scene?
I know that I liked the first 3 episodes. I thought they had a strong start. I think I wasn't as crazy. I can't remember. It was either 4 or 5 that I wasn't that crazy about. I liked the scene that Torian just said when they was all fighting in that office. I was like, yes, get them. I really wanted them to just go ahead and take out what's his name? I forgot his name. Yeah, the Deep. I was like, finish him. They didn't. But yeah, I like that scene.
Okay, I'm trying to stay on track because I know they said they coming, and I don't want to go too far ahead where we got to go back. I don't want to do that. But I do have does anybody know wait, did I write it down? Hold on. It's a trivia question, y'all. Okay. Let me get my glasses. Look, I might have to go off screen because I got to be going close to the screen, and y'all need to see me. Okay, so here it is. Do y'all know what's the reason why they call him Mother's Milk? Does anybody know his origin story?
I forgot.
I don't
And I know,
remember.
and I know they mentioned it in one of these seasons, these past seasons, but I can't remember why.
It's not accurate like how the comics books are. Like I'm gonna show how much of a geek I am, y'all. But like it's not like the comic books, because the comic books, he actually has compound V in his system. So it's in his DNA, mother's milk.
Mm.
And his mom was like a factory worker. And when she was pregnant with him and his brother, because that was her job, she she was working around those chemicals, and
Mhm.
that's how it got into mother's milk's DNA. But his brother came out severely retarded.
Wow.
But he got his powers later, but they didn't, how when they
Oh
powers
yeah, I do
come,
remember reading that.
right, you know how when they powers come, you don't know how they don't know how they're gonna react to it. Like when the girl in Gen V got her powers, she took out her family.
Yeah.
But I think he wore a helmet on his head, and when his head got big, it exploded, and that was the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. But I just, I got so into these where I went down the rabbit hole with some of these things, and the comic books are pretty good. Moving on. So, let me go to the next picture. Look, now they told him to be careful when he go in there. He wasn't supposed to engage with Homelander, and he didn't. But somehow Butcher gets made, and then we find out that I forgot her name. Well, we find out her daughter was injected with compound V. We saw it last season, but now we see what type of powers she has.
Mm-hmm.
And Frenchie, he always gets surprised by somebody, no matter. In the first episode of last season, you know how that was crazy. That was
Oh
all
yeah.
online.
Oh man. I said y'all starting the season off like that.
Yes. And that's what I like about it, because they always started off where it's like that mission was crazy.
Yeah.
And okay, okay. So do y'all think he's gonna ever get his powers, mother's milk? Because did y'all notice that when they went to that place where the virus that they got for the soups, did you notice people were starting to get sick?
Yeah.
Who do you? I know Firecracker's sick.
Yeah, because of those pills that she took.
You sure it's the pills?
You think it's something else?
I think it's the compound. I think it's that the antidote. Somebody at my door real quick. Tamika, I'm gonna set up the next scene. Can you do that real quick? My niece is at my door. Oh no, y'all can't do that one yet. All right. I'm gonna go to this one. There you go. That's the actual second episode and the first scene. With, remember the movie that him and Will Ferrell was doing?
That was
all right. I'll be right
back. When I saw this, I'm like, Will Ferrell. I'm like, how did they get Will Ferrell into this show? I'm like, oh snap. Then I looked at the scene and I was like, okay, I see what they did. I see what they did. And then when you find out later on what the name of the movie is supposed to be, and I'm like, what in the blind side is going on here?
That's exactly what they was doing a parody of. And it's like you trying to change the whole scenario of who helped him and how it's like, no, it did not go this way.
Exactly. I'm like, I could have sworn his brother was his coach. Like, you know, and I was like, where did Will Ferrell come from? But that was, I think that was like a dope little cameo that they had in there though.
Yeah, I did too.
What did you think of the well since Moochie got it up here, we have one of the new characters that came onto the show, and that was Sister Sage. Of course, her power and her ability is she is the smartest person in the world. Her brain is like forever moving. It's forever growing. What did you think of her character?
Yeah, she was interesting to me. I wanted to see where we was gonna go with this because it was like, okay, the smartest woman in the world, and I was feeling like she had another plan behind the plan that they presenting to us, like it was a bigger picture that we wasn't seeing. And so I was really curious to, as to how she was gonna go. I liked the way she was working Homeland because she wasn't, acting like she was scared of him or nothing. At this point, he coming to her to ask her for help. So I like to see her maneuver in between the characters and how she was kind of different with everybody, and she would make them feel small without having to really say much.
Yeah, she really and also she really couldn't stand. She really couldn't stand Firecracker.
Yeah,
for obvious reasons.
Exactly. I couldn't stand her behind either.
I said Firecracker was like the great value version of Stormfront.
Yeah, I could see that.
I wonder what her plan is going to be going into the next season.
Yeah.
As far as we know, everything that basically from what she said, everything is pretty much on track.
Right.
And now she's talking about let's move on to phase 2. I'm just sitting here wondering what is phase 2?
Right.
I'm dying to know.
Yes.
That's what I'm dying to know because she's very smart. Was this Sister Sage?
Sister Sage.
Yeah. So, but I think if Homelander would have just fell back and let her do her work, stuff would have got done quicker. But he intervened with everything.
Yeah. It was him always having to want to be in the spotlight. His ego.
That's his weakness.
Narcissism got in the way.
And then he was saying crazy stuff to them kids when they was at the convention. Don't get pregnant. I was like, this dude, he's just out of control.
He doesn't function like a regular human being.
No, he has no social skills.
Then you got to remember at the same time, he pretty much was like created. And I'm glad that in this season, they kind of went and touched on that.
I'm glad they did too with that backstory because he had a horrible childhood.
Yeah. That was the crazy scene too when he went there.
And then Ashley still being Ashley.
All right, so we're gonna. Okay, this is my niece now. I'll be right back. Somebody at my door.
Now, I was saying Ashley still being Ashley, still always like very high strung, like always seeming like she's always paranoid, like she's always looking over her shoulder, being the typical yes woman, even though there is something that she did, I'm sure we'll talk about it later, that kind of gave her a little bit of an arc, but just a little bit of an arc.
Yeah, Ashley is weird. I don't know. She got her own weird things. I was like, girl, how you
She does. Ashley, she does. I can't wait till we get to that part. My God. Oh my God. When I saw that, I was like, oh. I mean, we already knew based on previous seasons that Ashley has some cute about herself. Did Moochie leave her phone by her mic? It is vibrating.
Oh, that might be mine. Sorry.
Did Moochie leave her phone?
Yeah, Ashley is definitely an interesting character, to say the least.
Yeah.
And the fact that she still be trying to act like she has some type of power and authority.
Exactly. That's the thing. I'm like, you just the face.
Right.
And that's literally what they made her this season. They say you're just going to be the figurehead while we run everything, including you.
She's like the mascot, like they said.
That's basically what she is. Oh, this scene right here with A-Train pissed me off.
Yeah. But it was an opening.
Yeah. It's like, okay. why would you sit up there and tell your nephews, 2 kids that look up to you because you are like the only soup in the family, and tell them these lies about these people that you saved, knowing you did not save them? And the thing is, when his brother literally rolled up on him and had to tell him about himself in front of them, he was like, your uncle is telling you these lies, like this stuff never happened. And he even told him how it went down, because he told his brother everything, how everything went. It went like a Hollywood production. And it's like, your brother is already not on good speaking terms with you anyway, but he basically let you, or allowed you to see at least see your nephews. And when you do, you tell them these lies. So it's like, now you done dug an even bigger ditch with your brother by doing it. And now your nephew's going to look at you in a different way, because now they found out that you've been lying to them. And I'm sure he's probably been telling them lies even before then.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
remember, he had stopped communication with them. When the last time he seen him, it was at some kind of meeting where he was talking about how he got in the wheelchair and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was, man, that was a messed up scene last season.
So we see that Kamiko, now we get Kamiko's backstory.
Yep.
With basically how she was kidnapped and put in one of those. It seemed like she was in those camps. Have y'all ever seen Ninja Assassin? When they show Ninja Assassin, how they was kidnapping the kids and putting them in these camps to learn how to fight. And
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, well, that's what it reminded me of. If you saw Ninja Assassins. So she's triggered, so now she's starting to get a lot of her memories back. So I like the fact that we are getting her backstory.
Yeah, her actual backstory.
And Ryan trains for his first save. So now, like how you talked about how A-Train's was scripted, now we're seeing how scripted Ryan's is.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff was scripted. Ryan was like, wait a minute, all this stuff is staged and fake, and it was a hot mess.
And then we all saw how it turned out.
Yes, it turned out horrible.
It turned out, y'all.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Poor man.
And thanks to Homelander, because Homelander got in his head.
Exactly.
And that was the end result.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I have not been a fan of A-Train's character. I've been waiting for him to get some kind of arc and do something, because he's been irritating my nerves for a long time.
Listen, you aren't the only one. And in this season we finally got it.
Yeah. I was like, are y'all serious?
It's like, A-Train, we are trying to like your character, but you keep messing up.
Yeah, he was sneaking to see his nephew. So it's like, you proved the brother's point, because he already didn't want them around him anymore. It's just like, you ain't doing nothing. All you doing is bringing, trouble. You got these powers, but you ain't using them for the betterment of any daggone body.
Yeah, and also in that same scene, remember, Starlight and Huey was staked out watching that action, because they was about to confront him, but then what stopped them was seeing this, because they wanted him himself, but seeing him with his family, they didn't go and confront him. But when he left and saw them again, he knew they were there.
Yes.
This scene.
Oh Lord, this guy.
This whole scene right here.
Yes, it was.
Now we get to the raunchiness of the show.
I knew it was gonna be something crazy, but I still wasn't expecting this, and that's one thing I like about The Boys, because you already know that it's outrageous, and you like, are they gonna get more outrageous than they already did? And then it's like, yes, they are. We can top it. We can go a step further.
Yeah. I just refer to this as this scene.
I thought this was funny with the pink eye thing when he kept talking about you got the pink eye. You know where you got it from.
Right. But it's like leading up to that and finding out how he got the pink eye.
Okay, so we got Detroit here. I'm gonna go to a commercial, and then we're gonna bring everybody. We're gonna bring him in. All right. What's up?
What up, though?
Hello, Detroit.
What up, though? How y'all feeling, man?
I'm okay. So,
Okay.
what you missed was what are your overall thoughts about the season, and what was your favorite parts in this season?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Like, I can't be biased because I love this one of my favorite shows, but season 4 was kind of mid.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now, it wasn't trash though. The last 2 episodes was fire. Like this finale. I actually kind of mad it's going off because I gotta wait till 2026.
Yeah, that's when the next time is coming on. But it is a setup for Gen V though.
That is true. That's coming out next year, right?
Uh, I don't know.
2025.
I think so. I believe so.
Okay. You said what's my favorite? What's my favorite scene is
Mm-hmm.
that happened all in the finale, man.
Okay.
The plan they had, you know what I mean, they had, you know what I mean, I don't want to be putting my track shoes on, but the plan they had was nice, but my man he just messed it up, man. I'm disappointed in that guy.
Who Butcher?
Yes.
Yes. I thought they made a compromise where she was getting in there too. But could we really trust her? Because now that they knew that they had a soup as the VP, she was trying to take over. That was they whole motive was to get her in there and then take out the president. It doesn't it sound familiar, like what's going on, kind of like now, and
Yeah,
have
they
her in
do.
charge. I'm
They
just
do.
saying, a lot of stuff is coinciding with stuff that's going on in our in real life now. So that's kind of like crazy to me.
No, what really kind of messed the plan up was when Homelander kind of lasered at her and exposed it right there on the air.
Yeah,
Ooh. He kind of did that on purpose, if you ask me.
Oh
he
yeah,
did.
he
He
Well,
did.
that
did.
was like,
He told her to stop hiding. If your daughter's like that, you like that. Why are you being a secret still?
Yeah.
All right, so y'all know Mother's Milk has a tight t-shirt game. Like he wears a whole bunch of different t-shirts. I want to know, do y'all know what the majority of his t-shirts are, and do you know what they are?
I
Can
know what they are.
ramble some of them off? And we
Fit,
go,
big pun. Oh.
wait, hold up. It's give me a round figure of how many how many different t-shirts he have. And I think I'm off with that number.
I'm gonna say about 30.
I think you're right. But all, and what are the majority of them are based on?
Hip hop, like hip hop groups or hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play, like, you know how you play concentration and each person goes down to name a shirt. Do y'all think y'all be able to do that?
I think so.
Talking about this season or overall?
Overall.
Oh man,
I did some digging. I mean, if you want it, I mean, if y'all you don't have to. I just thought it would be fun. I mean, if one person think they could name most of them,
let's go.
who's saying let's go? Let me see what the chat is saying. Okay, they putting groups down. So you already got help with the chat. And I'm not even like, you ready? Look, we're gonna put put you up here in center square. Look. You ready, Detroit?
Oh, it's on me?
You said you wanted to do.
No,
Okay,
I said
name
I
5.
I saw Big Pun.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. I saw a 50 Cent one.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2. And then, it's another one I saw. I think he had a Wu-Tang one too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was this season, but I think that's 3. Then, that's all I can think of right now.
Okay, so you
I'm
said
at 3
Big
though.
Pun, 50 Cent,
And Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang,
Yep.
and there was another one you named.
What else he had? And I don't know what season, but I think he had a Trial Called Quest shirt.
Okay, that's 4. All right. Who want to go next? Tamika or Torian? Who's next?
I can go next.
I think you're going to get them all, brother.
Yeah, I only know one. So.
All right, name the one you know.
Tupac.
Okay. It's on you. It's on you, Torian.
I'm gonna say Pac, Eric B and Rakim,
Mm-hmm.
Outkast,
Mm-hmm.
DMX,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Do I only need to know 5?
Yeah, you could just name 5. And then we'll see what y'all how many did y'all miss.
And I'm gonna say Public Enemy.
All right. Y'all ready for the reveal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all forgot Snoop. Y'all left out Snoop. Somebody put Dead Presidents in the chat.
Miss Kira said that.
De La Soul. Somebody said 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
You said Big Pun. Somebody said Public Enemy. And the only shirt that's up here in this picture now that has nothing to do with hip hop is what, y'all? Do y'all see it? Can you see it?
It has nothing to do with hip hop.
It has nothing to do with hip hop, but it has to do with Black history. You see this one? The Black Panthers free lunch program.
Oh, I see it. The second. I kind of figured that was the one, but I couldn't see the wording. Okay.
What is it?
Okay. Says DMX, Rough Riders, Eric B and Rakim. Somebody did name that. EPMD. You got Wu-Tang, Outkast, Dead Prez, Tupac, Snoop, De La Soul. What's missing? And it's if you know me, it's somebody from Queens.
Mobb Deep, right?
No.
It's a group, right?
Yup.
It would have to be Tribe Called Quest.
No, somebody. Oh no, that's not. It's not that.
Run DMC.
Run DMC.
Yeah.
Dang.
Y'all was close. Y'all have most of the shirts though. Y'all have most of the shirts though. That's what's up. Look. I had he had Biggie. He got I think he has Fat Joe too, but I didn't get those pics. Because it's like sometimes he be wearing 2 and 3 in one episode. So yeah. I thought that would be fun to do. I hope y'all have fun with that.
That was a good one. That man be having a lot of shirts.
I loved them. All right, this is the next question. What is Ryan's superhero name? A, Homelander Jr. B, Home Hero. C, Super Homie. Or D, Homeboy.
D.
Yeah, you're right.
I was laughing because when I first saw the episode, I was busting out laughing. They ain't gonna have him be no homeboy.
Yeah, when he said that, I just started laughing like they called saying homeboy.
Oh. I thought Homelander messed up his save though. He wasn't supposed to come down and get in the middle of that.
He wasn't.
So we going in order, right?
We just touching on certain
Okay.
episodes and certain scenes. It's
Okay.
not like we talking about it in a whole, and then I just added some,
Okay, cool.
some trivia questions to shoot the ish,
Yeah, I want to say something though about.
Go ahead.
Hey man, Homelander almost cried when he seen his father, man.
Oh yeah, you don't put your track shoes all the way on.
Yeah, you ran all the way to the finish line.
Oh my God!
But who put him? I thought they froze him and got rid of him.
I knew they didn't get rid of him.
No, they didn't get rid of him.
They just put him in a chamber.
Yeah, I thought they sent him somewhere like they sent the other one. Remember the Russian guy?
Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
So Frenchie assassinated this guy's parents, his whole family actually, and he starts a relationship with this dude. I thought him and Kamiko was gonna be together, y'all.
This kind of caught me by surprise.
This part did catch me by surprise. I was like, wait a minute, what? Like that was literally what was going through my mind when I saw the scene. When I first watched the episode, I had to pause it right quick because I was like, when did this happen? How did this happen? Because they never hinted at it in any of the other seasons because they always had Frenchie and Kimiko together.
Exactly.
So it was like we just knew that eventually they was going to end up being more than just friends. They always were together. They always sent, like whenever they were together, like whenever it came to a mission, they always had those two paired up all the time because he was the only one that could communicate with her.
Right.
Yeah, I always saw that as a friendship. I felt like he could have possibly wanted more, but I never felt like it came back from her.
Okay.
And Starlight and Hughie is weird to me too. I see no chemistry with them whatsoever.
You don't?
No.
You know, he's really
dating
that's his real girlfriend in real life.
Yeah.
Let me go. So Starlight makes a plan. This is the president. So she's making a plan with him to have this program to basically gain votes as well as calm everything down with the soups. They want to try to how I could say it. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. They want to try to I guess branch the relationship with the soups and humans. And she pitches the idea to him and he's all for it, but then things go sideways, y'all.
Oh, it went sideways. She got, I mean, I don't want to say it, but I don't want to say exposed, but they went back into her history.
Her past, yes.
Her past, you know what I mean? And it was after that, it was a wrap.
And just she becomes unhinged.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got this one, he want to go back and torment the people that had him in the bunker. He comes down here with this doggone cake.
It was like an ice cream cake, right?
Yeah. So that's the question. That's the trivia question. What kind of cake did Homelander bring? It was an ice cream cake. Do y'all know the brand of the cake?
Carvel.
I knew you was gonna know.
Yeah, I just was in Carvel the other night.
Yeah,
fish cake. They used to have that for the Father's Day cakes.
That did used to be the Father's Day cake, or they had the tie.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing wrong with that Father's Day cake, baby.
This used to be the Father's Day cake. They don't even talk about it. Like, you know how they do everything for Mother's Day? They don't, I don't even think Carvel's really around like that anymore.
Yeah, nobody don't really
Long Island
like that.
Better go to Dairy Queen.
Okay, so okay. And a lot of times they sell some of these cakes at the supermarket now.
Yeah.
But yeah, can you go back to that scene though?
Which one?
The one in the chamber. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That.
Yeah, that's
this,
where I want to talk about this. Focus on this whole scene.
This whole scene right here was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was.
like this part was crazy. I mean, like, where do you begin? I mean, this is after he brings down the cake, as you can see right. He has them all gathered right there in the chamber, and then the first guy he has come over, and he's basically telling him the backstory and whatnot. And he tells this man to get in the first off, he tells him to make these shots, like, ball up the piece of paper and throw it into the trash waste basket. And he said, "You make all these in, I'll just just leave you alone." Of course, that Homelander, he ain't sticking to his word. He makes 2 of them in, and then he stops him, and then he tells him to get into this chamber, into this oven. And because he said, basically, when I was younger, y'all put me in this oven and set me on fire. He said that while it was painful, it wasn't enough to kill me. And then he said, either get in this oven right now, or I'm going to go get your family and put them in there with you.
Oh man.
Yeah, he was off the hook, yo.
Yeah, and then he gets in the oven and he turns it on, and that guy literally is burnt to a crisp in the fetal position.
Yeah.
All that was left in there was bone and ash.
What did you think about the woman that basically talked him down and told him you could have left whenever you wanted to leave? We can't stop you.
You forgot one part, Moochie, before that.
Oh, well, I didn't want to talk about him, pleasuring himself.
Oh yeah,
that was I felt bad for him.
I feel bad for him, but that was ridiculous by doing that. He made him do that in front of everybody. He said either get hard right now, I'm gonna blow your off. And
but he did it anyway.
And he did it. And he said when he was stepping over and saw the blood right there, he said, "Oh, you got penis guts all over my boots."
He's unhinged. He's been unhinged, and he seems like he's getting worse. Homelander.
His time is coming.
And then that's when they called Barbara, because I think her name was Barbara, because Barbara was supposed to be off or something like that. And then that's when she came in, and then they had went into the to that room. It was like I forgot what they called that room.
All I know is that's the room that used to get hot too, right?
I don't know if it did ever got hot or not.
But I know he one of them was like an oven where they wanted to see if he could stand heat. Mm-hmm. And that's the one you was talking about where all we saw was the guy in the fetal position after. Mm-hmm. Then these people was terrified of him. Of course, because the thing is, and of course, crazy is he did all of that after they ate the cake. So it's like now the one woman, she started throwing up after he did what he did to the second guy. She threw all of that back up. And then when she got the woman in the room, he was talking to her or whatnot. And the next time we see him, you see nothing but blood and guts all over the room. That room was like as white as this StreamYard screen. And then by the time he was all said and done, it was just like red blood splatters everywhere. And then it was all over his body. And then he left the room with her in it and then lasered the door shut so she couldn't leave. So she got to stay in there and literally smell and look at that. That was his torture for her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was going to do that that was his plan anyway.
Oh, yeah. He just went down there to torment them people.
Yeah. We thought that virus was in that lab, though.
Nah, that's not there. That's at another lab. They just basically
that was at the farm.
That's where he was
that's right.
Like a baby and stuff. Because remember, she told the story about how he was born and what he did to his mother and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that she told him why he was so feared and what he did. But it's like, how can I explain? He's just not Orly. I feel like they didn't talk to this person enough, and he's just all jacked up.
Well, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Y'all think his Homelander son is gonna be like his daddy? Because he seems like he kind of low key turning into him, just a little bit.
He is, but Butcher, I think. I'm trying not to put my track shoes on. But he knows the truth now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
I think he's been getting it sprinkled to him throughout the season as well.
I think Butcher was trying to save him from it the most. But what did y'all? I didn't get the scene where he made the cookies and they played foosball because he went there after the whole thing with the save happened and it went sideways. He went to Butcher's house to talk to him, and he told him how traumatized he was.
Because Butcher had put something in those cookies, and he was going to give one of them to Ryan, but he decided that he wasn't going to give it to him. I forgot
what changed his mind because once they started talking and playing, it's like it's pieces of him that's like his dad, and then there's pieces of him that he remembers from his mom, and then the things that Butcher's saying to him. That's what I wanted to know, which direction he was gonna go in. But I feel like once he get mad and pissed off, and he's feeling all these different emotions, then sometimes he do things that he may not necessarily mean to do, but you don't want to be in his way when he gets mad. So I don't know. It could go either way.
Well, it can go either way.
For real.
What's the cartoon where the father?
They're talking about Invincible.
Oh yeah, that's Invincible. But that's a connection to that too.
Yeah, Omni-Man is a menace too.
Yeah, that's a connection
to
that's
my show too. I love that show.
They credit him if they showed him some type of love and compassion, he would be a different person. They created him, and if they would have showed some type of love and compassion, he would have been a different person. I agree, Kim.
But they scared of him at the end of the day. So
yeah, at this point, they scared of him. So it's like you don't want to piss this kid off. And I'm surprised he ain't do nothing to them when he bothered him when he told that story. He could have did something there, but didn't.
He like a like a scary person to them. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to like. Honestly though, like, would you rather piss that kid off because he don't know how to control his powers? You know what I mean? So he's green, so he could be more dangerous like his daddy. I wouldn't be trying to piss him off neither.
Right.
Look, I want to hear how Detroit would have been talking to. Look, you don't gotta do all of that, man. How you would have been?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, yo, relax, man. I'd be like, yo, chill, because once you take that kid off, everybody can be out of here. He did old girl dirty too, though. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing, but
stay there because
don't
go there yet.
Talking about. I got a lot to say about that.
Talk about the deep and his his girlfriend, his octopus girlfriend.
now that's one storyline I'm glad is gone.
Maybe he got what they say once you go black, because he's showing up this octopus.
She was like, I smell you on her. I smell her on you. She said, are you gonna put me in the tank above your bed? He had her all the way in the back of the closet. She was like, it's dark in here. I don't like it. She wanted to go on vacation to visit her family with him. Y'all, I was laughing so much when she came on and she was talking and he was just dubbing her.
Yeah, he did her dirty. He could at least just put her back in the ocean somewhere.
Right, put it right back in that tank.
Now, getting back to this, when y'all did y'all see the episode before the whole lobotomy thing? I thought she took out, when I saw that thing there at first, I thought she took out the octopus. Because remember when he came back, she was in his apartment?
Yeah.
I thought, and I saw that thing. I said, let me find out she took out this doggone octopus. Because she wanted him.
Nah. She ain't. I don't think she would. She
didn't do it. Then that's when I figured out it was the whole lobotomy thing. Because first when they showed it when she was in the apartment, that was sitting on the coffee table. So I thought she was already in the fish tank gone. But then he took her out.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
No, but the funniest part though with that was when the octopus was done. They was like, no, I can't breathe.
Right.
And then it got quiet.
Yeah,
I was like, this is the longest death ever.
Death
forever
ever.
to go. She's like, I can't breathe. Put me in the tank. I felt bad for her.
I said so though. He said dirty.
Because it's crazy because like I like to watch like reaction videos and stuff like that, and everyone thought it was so weird how he had that relationship with that octopus. But when he went in there, he smashed the tank. Everybody jaw dropped. Like everybody had that shock look on their face because no one thought he would actually do that. And the thing is, that was the one thing right there that I think kept his level of sanity. Because after that, that's when he went into dark mode. And he stayed there.
Yes. And I've never seen him that violent.
Right. You never saw him go that dark until after he did that.
Right.
Yeah.
So we see that Huey asked A-Train for Compound V for his father. And A-Train gets it out of Homelander's room.
And there's a lot of stuff in them drawers besides that Compound V. Like this guy's actually keeping his gray pubic hairs in a
Did you see the picture of the Nazis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He still got the memorabilia because he's still thinking of Stormfront.
Mm-hmm.
And he caught what's her name in there? What's her name? I forgot her name that fast.
Ashley.
Ashley, yeah.
Oh yeah,
like, what you doing in here?
And he went in there. He went and ran and he said, "Oh, you dropped the floater in the bathroom."
So let me ask you this: since she's a mascot now, there's a couple of vials of this Compound V missing. We know that I keep forgetting this woman's name. We know that she gave one to her daughter.
Newman,
yeah. So I don't know who took the rest of these, but do you think she took one? And do you think she will use it?
One, did she?
Oh yeah, she did take one.
She did take one.
I'm saying, do you think she will use it?
She did.
She used it.
So now we got to see what's going to happen next season. With her changing, and is she going to be with them, with the boys, or is she going to be with the with Vi? Is she still gonna be with Vi?
Well, shoot, after with that list, she better leave Vought.
Right. She should have left with A-Train.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She should have left with A-Train.
I thought she was.
No, A-Train got out of there, man.
Oh yeah, he was gone. But I know I wasn't the only one that when A-Train was getting ready to leave, when he opened that door, did any of y'all think Homelander was on the other side of that door?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's what going. So since we actually talking about that, I said this is the one time where I said Ashley had a bit of an arc. When before A-Train left, she said, A-Train, before you leave, make sure to cut out your chip. Your track.
Right. Yeah.
Because as long as that's in, they'll always know where he's at. So he took it out and then he got up out of it. And then he went and got his brother and his nephews. And they pretty much off the grid. So we don't know where they're at. So A-Train survives. You know, he's gonna live to be in the last season. He's not gone.
Do you think we'll see him next season?
We shall see. He's now free of Vought, so now like he can actually really operate in the realm that he really in the space that he really wants to.
A-Train probably gonna end up. Since I went there, he probably gonna end up breaking out them people, man. I don't want to put my track shoes on, but he probably gonna help them get up out of there.
You know what? See,
they might find him.
I'm hoping they don't find him. I'm hoping he stay off the grid, but I'm thinking his brother's the vulnerable one, and they might try to get him just to get.
I won't be mad if they get him. I mean, if he do something good first and help the people out, and then he go, I would not care. A-Train been a pain in my behind. I've been glad that he finally stepped up because he was stressing me out. I'm sorry.
People, because the people in
A-Train is in Belize. Is
He
it
probably is,
Mother's
right?
Milk?
Mother's Milk
Right,
family went there.
right in there?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else we didn't talk about? Mother Milk's daughter and the wife's boyfriend getting taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I was
yeah,
glad he
I was
got
glad he was
taken out.
gone. Listen, I was that now that was a death I didn't feel bad about at
And
all. I
I
was like,
didn't
okay,
either.
when that
Now
happened,
it
I was
was
like, oh, okay.
crazy, but I didn't feel bad.
Hold on,
I
you
didn't
think
feel bad about it either.
A-Train is out the country?
Yeah, well, I think he went with them because he
Yeah.
got to leave the country. If he
Yeah.
can't,
I
he
think
can't
he
stay
took
there.
his family in them. And remember, Ashley at first, that was funny when she was like, "Take me with you," and jumping all over him. She's like, "No, not like that." He was looking at her like, "Girl," but then when he
Ray
came
said
back,
he
he tried to give
he
her that opportunity.
And she didn't want to go.
thing. He did the right thing though. He didn't waste no time. A-Train was gone. The other ones they kept hugging each other, got the passports, and got caught. Like I'm like, bruh, y'all better be gone. I never understood that.
So we see Kamiko and Huey go on their first mission together. And no, not for nothing, Huey was kicking some butt.
Yeah, Kamiko had made him like a little shield with the drawer pull out the cabinet drawer. She gave him like he made a makeshift like shank and everything like that. He had
Gave
to do
him
something
that box cutter.
that box cutter, and he was doing this thing. He cut the dude in the stomach and then stabbed and cut his neck. So he had to do what he had to do. So he'd been around them long enough, so he had to pick up a little bit of something because he doesn't have the powers. But in this scene right here, we also get a little glimpse even more into Kimiko's backstory because we see that she's being hunted initially by these individuals, but we still don't know who they are. But they definitely know her, and you can tell she was being on the defense and not on the offense because it's like she didn't want to kill this person because she knew them, but we still don't know why they're coming after her or why she's being kind of more tame when fighting them.
I think she knows that first of all, Kamiko did that to her face.
Yeah.
And I think they had to fight this is how she lost her voice. Her voice was lost in this whole fight with these two. She never talked again after this.
Yeah. Even though she had the ability to talk, she chose not to.
Right. And she says she hates her.
Yeah.
So I want to know if we're going to see another encounter with her because this is the only person that could really probably beat up Kamiko.
Not enough to kill her, though.
No, not enough to. And I think she knows that. That's why she was just like, I can't. She was just like telling her, you think I like you? Like, I'm not coming with you. And then they split up. She felt bad after that, though. What did you think of this showdown with Starlight and Firecracker? I was like,
loved it. Loved it. Especially since you know what the lead up to that was because she already took that way too far by pulling up this woman's medical record and saying, she was pregnant and then got an abortion and put that out there for the world to see. And then Starlight went right over. She flew over to her. She said, I ain't walking or running. I'm flying over to you. And then she gave her that work right there on them cameras, and she didn't give a damn either. It was about to blast the head off, too.
I know Mother's Milk had to stop her. And then he was like, look. And then you saw it going all online. That was crazy.
And also, remember, this is also the same scene where Frenchie and Butcher had went into her trailer to try to get some too. And then they got attacked by that guy who could stretch, could stretch his arms out and stuff like that. And then he threw Frenchie out the window. And then Butcher came in there and froze his arm with the fire extinguisher and shattered it. And then that was the first time we saw Butcher use his powers, but it blacked out, so we didn't see what happened. But when it came back, we
didn't see what happened.
This guy was splattered all over the trailer. So he was like, what in the world came out of Butcher for him to do that? And so it was a big of what was going on.
Man, Butcher's a clown, man.
We saw the whatever it was crawling up his back through his head.
It was like a parasite.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this: Do he got the same thing that her daughter got? Because that's what it looked like, but it just come from a different area.
Probably.
She had tentacles too.
Yeah.
Oh, this the lobotomy scene.
I think something gonna go left with her with this. Somebody gonna end up getting her in her eye.
She said I have to turn my brain off to mess with you. And I thought it was so funny because the deep was like not for it. And she said, I'll let you do. She said she'll let him do anal on her. And he said, so the thing goes right here. He was
I know she didn't even get it all out. All she said was,
yeah, that was
I'll
so
let
disgusting.
you do anal. I was like, they always gotta let the black girls look like sluts.
And then she says, and right there, grab the hammer and just do some light taps. I was like, oh my God. Like I literally was like holding my left hand over my eye, just like, oh man.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
Do y'all know the name of
It be a lot of such stuff in this show too, by the way.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
without
suspect
a doubt.
stuff.
A lot.
Do y'all know the name of Firecrackers TV show? I don't even know it.
I couldn't tell you. I don't watch it.
Okay. So I got a fun fact about Huey and actually Huey's dad. Did you guys know that Huey's character was actually based on him in the comic books, his father? But his father was too old to play the part because by the time they got the TV show up, they felt like he was too old to play the part. So that's how Quaid came in. You know, this is Dennis Quaid's son.
Yeah, I knew that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so he was actually supposed to be Huey. That part was written for him in mind. That's why if you see the comic books, Huey actually looks like him.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
learned something new.
That's a fun fact.
And that scene right there was crazy too. Like I think that was probably one of the more saddest moments of the whole show was the deterioration of Huey's dad's health.
Yeah.
And I think and I was saying this on somebody else's podcast because we was talking about it. If you have a family member or a friend or a close family friend of someone who has gone through or dealt with Alzheimer's or dementia, that is one of the most saddest and worst things that you can deal with, especially if you're close to that person, because it's bad enough that it's happening to the person, but then when it's like, it also takes a toll on the people that's around you. So to actually see this happening, and then this is also too where we finally meet Huey's mother, who my antennas went up immediately when she came into the picture, because I said something seems off about this woman, and then we find out she works for Vault. Now I said the red flags raised even higher, and this is what Huey was getting the compound V for, because he thought if I give my dad this V, maybe he will heal. But then he decided I'm not going to give it to him, and then she gave it to him, and then he woke up. And he seemed like he was fine, but then his mind was already still kind of, because he was technically brain dead. But it's just that he was up and moving. And then he got powers where he was able to basically phase through the wall. And that was crazy because when they found him, he was just standing at the wall and he turned around and he was holding the nurse's heart in his hand.
Yeah.
He took the person's heart out of their chest.
That was fire. That was fire.
Yeah, but he was scared though. He was like, I don't know what's happening and all of that.
Exactly. Yeah. He had no control. He had no kind of mental capacity of what he was doing.
He didn't even know who Huey was. He thought Huey was some man. And he was like, he thought Huey was still 11 or 10 years old. And all of those feelings came back when he saw his wife there. You left us. He was real mad. He was angry.
And then he saw the cop was trying to stop him and he went and ripped his heart out. But also remember,
he ran through somebody too.
Yeah, the man who was working with the nurse, he ran right through him and stood right there in his stomach, and all his guts spilled right onto the floor.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I said if he was in his right state of mind, he would have been a good asset to the team.
Heck yeah.
That's a fact.
Heck yeah. But he felt bad that he bought that stuff, and he was real like he had second thoughts about it because he seen what it did to him. And then he saw how what was going on with Butcher. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that basically he got put out of his misery.
Yeah, and it was like the thing that was probably again one of the more sadder moments of the entire season for sure. Like that part was like I can understand that people like shed a tear right there
Yeah.
because, like I said, for people who had to deal with people who had to go through Alzheimer's and dementia, like
Mhm.
looking at that was like literally looking at their real life play out.
Yeah,
But
because
also,
they don't remember you. They be thinking you still a kid and stuff like that
but
sometimes.
also in this episode, we got the return of another character, another fan favorite, Stan Edgar. And they went and got Stan out of jail. I thought the funniest part to me, let me tell you, Stan going dressed.
Legend.
He gonna be dressed to the nines when he got out of jail. He had his suit on, the same suit he had on when he went to jail. And when he got out and they was about to put him in the car, he said, "Can y'all put some towels down?"
Yes, because he's like a germaphobe.
Yeah, he said they put some towels down. And this was also the same episode when they went to the farm. The
And
farm
speaking of that,
was crazy.
I got the little clip. Let's look at it and then we're gonna talk about it, y'all. It's quick. You know, I can only do but so much, y'all.
We fuck nice and slow. Fucking crazy! Run! Go! Go!
Oh my god.
This was crazy.
That farm scene was absolutely diabolical.
That was one of the best scenes. It was that when Kamiko had that fight when she jumped out of the building.
Mm-hmm.
The first scene when she jumped out of that building and Starlight went up to catch her and her hand was too small for her to grab, and she hit that grab.
That was crazy. And that's when they also discovered, they found the virus was there at that farm, and that's how the V was there because that's how the animals got injected with it. And I mean, it was every animal: the chicken, the goats, the sheep, the bull. Like
everything.
It was everything V got inside of it.
What?
I think, yeah. So now we see the Gen V kids here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, two of them, the two turncoats.
I gotta ask y'all this question: who was the one that took over Starlight's body? Because that was a Gen V kid, wasn't it?
No, that wasn't. That wasn't someone from Gen V. That wasn't someone they had in this season. The shapeshifter, which I like how they did that. I love how they did that. That was very on par for the boys.
Yes. And then she kept saying it's hot, and then she had she got engaged to Huey and everything.
Yeah, I like how they ripping off the skin and the flesh to reveal the new person underneath it. I thought that was dope. I like how they did that.
I thought it was something weird with that though, because him and Starlight, they don't really be intimate like that. Like I said, I don't see no chemistry with them, and I was like, all of a sudden she acting all different and putting the outfit on and going talking about riding him and doing this and doing that. That's not her, is it? And sure enough.
But he said he knew it wasn't her.
Yeah, he said it, but he still was rocking and rolling with her.
Had him sleeping with his mouth wide open.
He said at first he didn't know, but at first he didn't know.
Right.
But then he caught on.
But then she started displaying like very weird behavior.
Yeah.
Like,
when she started sweating, that's when he got the whole memory of when they was at that apartment.
And when she started to try to propose to him and everything like that, he was like, huh?
Yeah, she knew she was off then, but he played into it. I'm glad he did, because he could have lost his life.
But this was the scene right here where they killed the news anchor guy. I'm so glad he's gone.
Yes, because I thought they was gonna take A-Train when this happened.
They set him up to be the leak, even though Ashley knows that A-Train is the leak. Sister Sage knows he is too, but she ain't saying nothing. But
okay,
they set they set the news anchor guy up to be the leak, and then once that happened, they all took turns basically beating his ass, and they basically beat him to death.
Mm-hmm. So what do y'all think Sister Sage ultimate plan is, y'all?
Detroit, we should be asking you because it's funny enough, Detroit got some love because that's where her character is from.
What is okay? So Detroit, we're gonna start with you because it's your home girl. What do you think her ultimate plan is? Because it seemed like she's kind of working with. She got her own agenda, but she let A-Train go. And remember, she knew him from, I think they went to school together.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I really don't know her game plan, to be honest with you, though. Like, I don't think she got a plan right now. I think she just talking.
Oh, she got a plan.
I think
her plan is actually working. Like it's almost like she's a virus. You know, like that's basically there to infect everything that's going on. She definitely got a plan. That's why I can't wait to see what phase 2 going to be. But now we got to wait till like 2026 to see what it is.
Do you think that their ultimate goal was to be like to basically run the country and have a super president? But now that when it ended, the White House was in lockdown, which it seems like a lot of stuff is coinciding with stuff that's about to happen with us too. I hate to say it. I got my, my tin hat is tingling with this, y'all. What are y'all thoughts? Like, you know how they do subliminal
Can I
stuff?
say?
You can say go.
Can I say one thing? Okay, me and my she's a black woman, and A-Train's a black man. You think she stayed on code by letting him go because she knew what was going on with A-Train?
Yeah, I think
She not
because they have
stupid.
passed together too. I think she did that to let him get away.
I think that too.
What about you, Torian? You think and Tamika? Do y'all think she let him get away?
Oh yeah, I think she definitely did. Because she could have said something.
She gonna yep.
Yeah, she already knew what time it was. Me and Torian was talking about her a little bit when you went to answer the door, and I was saying that she have her own agenda. At the same time, I like the fact she was just kind of playing all of them in different ways, and she wasn't scared with Homelander, even though he could have just lit up his eyes any moment, and she was being useful, and he actually was being very respectful of her, considering how he normally be, up until the point when he started feeling like, especially after that whole lobotomy thing happened. Well, it wasn't necessarily lobotomy, but she got hit in the head with them bullets at the house, and he found out that Starlight and all of them came in, and then you have Firecracker, whatever the hell her name is, making him feel like, I got the milk, I got the juice, I got the intel, I'm helping you. And then he started trying to throw her to the side, but he felt stupid, when it was like, yeah, I knew all of this was going on. That was my plan from the beginning. So again, she made him feel small. She had a way of making all of them feel small in different ways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I don't have it. Okay, I got it down. I got one last clip, I think. Not a clip, some more. This is one last shot. This is like the last thing, because I want to know. I didn't think he would have did that to that woman, but I think it was because of his anger when he went to go see Butcher that last time. And he
oh yeah, Mallory.
Yeah, Mallory, and he tossed up against that wall.
And that right there was technically like his first non-accidental kill.
Yeah,
because he wanted that to happen because he was trying to leave and she was keeping him from leaving. And he pushed her right against that wall and broke her neck. And I liked her character too.
Me too.
Yeah, I
She
did
nice.
like her character, but she needed to be moving faster. Ain't no way in the world you thought you was about to press that button and lock him out.
I
I'm
know.
like, oh man, that was
And
not a
then-
good plan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mochi, we forgot to talk about a particular part, the ice skating part.
That's the scene I was talking about right before I was gonna mention right before Detroit came in, but I wanted to bring him in. Where did he go?
I don't know. I think his connection was kind of bad because he was going in and out.
I heard a lot of echoing too. He'll be back. He'll come back.
Yeah, that ice skating scene was crazy. I said that looked like something out of Final Destination.
Yo, that scene was good. It started from the vent, from them air ducts.
Mm-hmm. And then, because Homelander was trying to laser Huey, because Huey's sweat had fell onto his little shoulder little pad thing, and he heard it, and then he smelled it. He's like, "That's not water." He said, "That's sweat." And he said he knew somebody was up there, and he just started blasting away. And then he almost got him, but then Mother's Milk had flashed that light reflecting in his face, and it messed his vision up. And he sliced that ice skater in half, and man, it just was all downhill from there. I mean, people was getting cut up.
Yo, that was crazy.
Fingers was getting cut off. I mean, it was crazy.
I was gonna try to take that scene, but y'all know I'm in YouTube jail.
Oh yeah.
So I was trying to behave. But this, when he threw her up against the wall, I didn't think he was gonna take her out, and I think he really feels bad about that.
I don't know, because he looked big. He didn't hesitate, or he didn't have a reaction.
But he ain't throw as hard as he threw that man.
Yeah. He just wanted to get out of there. He didn't want to be locked in. I mean, he was even saying, "Give me time to think." Let me go for what. But they wasn't trying to do that.
Happen now. They was saying something like they was pressuring them.
Yeah, because they kind of like dumped all that on, because Butcher was coming at it from an angle of like kind of like a father-son thing, like try to like tell him in a very like calm tone. But Mallory was like, "We don't have time to do this. We have to, like, it's urgent. We got to like dump this on him now. Like, we got to tell him what it is." Like, and I think what really got him was when she told him that Homelander violated your mother. I think that was.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think that was a lot to put on him at one time, and then he saw that.
I'm sorry.
No, I was saying that was a lot to put on him all at one time, and then he saw that they had the protective walls, and it's like, oh, so y'all trying to lock me up in here? Y'all really not trying to give me a choice. That just was not the way to go.
And then she also told him about the plane incident in the first season, letting all those people die on that plane.
Yup. And then he was just like, "Oh, y'all trying to lock me up like y'all did my father. I'm not going." That's what hit that's what struck a chord with him.
Yeah.
So let me look at the.
Yeah, that was too much. Even Butcher was telling her stop, but she just kept going.
He's only like 12. He didn't need to know that. I agree. Look at the little girl. She announced that they were gonna train him to take out his father, basically lock him away and turn him into yeah. Do you think he's gonna change his mind, y'all, or do you think he's going for good?
I don't know. That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
And now that we know that Butcher is a suit now, where do y'all think this is gonna go from here?
I don't know. Butcher pissing me off, but
notice Butch came back healthy. He doesn't look sick anymore. Like, he doesn't look like he's dying.
Nah, like, that was like a whole metamorphosis. Like, he was in that cocoon stage.
And I think after what happened to Mallory, after what Ryan did, that's what triggered it. For some reason now he's healthy, but now he's really gone off the deep end. Because when he walked up in there, because we didn't know what he was gonna do, and then them tentacles came out of him, I was like, "Whoa!"
Yo, I was shocked with that.
Because I wasn't expecting that. Because when he took the temp V, he had super like strength, and he was able to shoot the lasers out his eyes, much like Homelander. So I'm thinking like that may be the same thing, but no, he got like a whole new power, and the way he was using it, he was in control of it. Like he wasn't like struggling. Because he was able to hold up Newman, knock her daughter back, and hold Kimiko and Starlight back from interfering with what he was about to do. And then he wrapped her up and then ripped her in half. So Newman, smoking on that Newman pack.
Yeah, this is crazy.
She ain't coming back from that. But we forgot to talk about the Tech Knight scene.
Yo,
the Tech Knight.
He was doing too much though.
And Gen V, and the thing is, the name of his show was called The Whole Truth. I'm like, every time this man mentions the word, he's a straight up freak. That whole episode was wild, and then they came across that web weaver character, the one that shoots the web out. Like that was, and they had Huey wearing the costume.
Oh, and he was saying the costume stink.
Yeah, because he didn't wash it and all types of stuff. That whole episode was crazy. And then Huey went down there in Tech Knight's dungeon. I said, this is kind of giving me like the Batcave and Batman, but also 50 Shades of Grey. Like,
that was gross.
What did y'all think about the guy that was like, I want to get out of here?
The guy in the red with the ball.
I wanted to know who the heck that was.
He was like Alfred. Remember, he had a butler. He was like, he's so rude.
The black guy. And then it's so funny. The butler had a whole accent, but then when he was getting ready to take out Tech Knight, that accent was gone. You ain't hear that accent. But then when they pulled up his computer and they had to use the retina scan to get in there, they had access to all of his accounts because Tech Knight is like this billionaire. And remember when he was telling A-Train about how his ancestors were like slave owners and they own a plantation.
Oh, they would have caught him.
They would have caught and they would have caught him.
He said, my father would have gave you a run for your money. I'm like, so does that mean his father was a superhero too?
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
No, this makes me think. But
like I said, and then had Ashley's freak stuff come down there. With
right, that's why I said Ashley was into some stuff too, child. She was weird as hell.
What got me though was when this part made me laugh so hard.
The man's safe word being Zendaya.
That was, and it's funny too because Zendaya is dating Tom Holland. Tom Holland plays Spider-Man. Web Weaver is like a spider.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting how they did that.
I thought it was funny too, especially the stuff that they was like relating. They was relating stuff to kind of like the Avengers too. So
I thought it was also funny with Ashley too, and this is the part that made me laugh was when she had she said it's getting real swampy down there. And then rub her juices on Huey's face. I said, why is it so thick and gel?
Some stuff I was like, oh, this part is crazy. I just, you know how you just let the TV play and I'm like, they be doing too much stuff. And you know what else I can't stand? They always get mother's milk with that dude with the big one.
Oh, I did not expect to see that dude again after the Hero-gasm episode and season.
I didn't think we was going to.
They always put in mother's milk in compromising situations. Period. Like I was mad that he was the one that was injecting the Web Weaver guy. I didn't understand if Huey was there, why he didn't have him come in and do it. Because at first he was like, "Oh hell no," and then it's like, "All right, I guess I gotta do it." And then he like, "Wrong hole." I'm like, "No, get out of here. Send you in."
Hey, don't forget this. When they were taking the money, $100 million to Black Lives Matter. No, not those people.
Yes.
Not those people. And they still sent the money anyway.
Yeah, they be doing mother's milk so wrong.
Yes. But they said he had, like I told y'all the origin story. I want him to get powers too, though. But I think the way they did it, he's not, because remember his family sued Vought also too. So I think he got powers from both of his parents. But I'm talking about the comic books now. I don't want to get y'all confused. According to the comic book, his father was like something like a Luke Cage experiment because he was a convict. and they did stuff to him in there too, and then he turned around and sued Vought. And they don't tell a story like that. They tell a story that like it was his grandfather, and they took out the whole family.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we're gonna get an additional story with him.
I don't think he want to get powers, because even when Butcher was taking, the stuff, he was mad at him about it, and he didn't want nothing to do with it. He had the opportunity when he could have took some too. So I don't know. They may be trying to go a different route.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be mad at it if they did.
I know.
Yeah, so now they basically have captured all of pretty much the whole team. Like they went in, and also Pete, they brought back the chick with the shaved head from season 1, because we never saw where she went after she left that facility. She just ran off, and we never saw her again. The thing is, before that episode had popped up, in the back of my mind, I was wondering, where has she been? And then she pops up right there at the end. So now, they all got the passports, and they're all seemingly like they're leaving and they're splitting up, because now the plan is pretty much dead. They installed Homelander. They enacted martial law. They installed Homelander to basically round up all the people who oppose suits, which Tech Knight talked about, with them building these prisons, because that's what they're going to basically put them in, almost like an internment camps, to put them all there. And of course, the first targets they're going to go after is the boys, because that's like prime real estate. That's like literally their main. So they have to get them. So Huey and Starlight are driving off. Starlight finally regains her powers, because her powers were kind of glitching for a little bit due to all of the stress. So she couldn't really focus on using her powers, but now they're fully back, and they came back at the perfect time, because all of a sudden, a big ass boat just dropped right there in the middle of the road. I'm like,
I was so mad.
I was like, where did this boat come from? And they crashed right into the boat, because Huey didn't have enough time to get out of the way, because it was so sudden. And then you see Kimiko and Frenchie. And then Frenchie's by himself, and all of a sudden you see Kimiko get launched into this crate. And I'm like, what is going on? I said, oh, snap, they must have caught up with him. And it's the two from Gen V. The one she's, the one that can manipulate and get in your head. She done got Frenchie. The other one who has super strength. I said, Kimiko's no match against him. So her hitting him has no effect. And then it was in this scene right here where we finally hear Kimiko speak.
So do you think she's going to be talking next season, y'all?
She probably, and the thing is, what's so sad about it is, because Frenchie is under that, like, I guess you can say, that spell.
Yeah,
he can't hear her.
Right, he ain't gonna be.
He couldn't hear her, because all she was yelling out was no, and she couldn't, and he couldn't. And I was like, when that happened, that kind of like, I was like, whoa, she finally spoke, but you can't hear her. So it was like, and then all of a sudden, it goes, and then we already talked about what happened with Mother's Milk. Then they take Huey. Starlight looks like she's about to go get Huey, but he was kind of signaling her to, like, no, just leave. So then we finally see Starlight really take flight for the first time without messing up. Like she took off like Homelander did. Homelander just, like, shoots up. I mean, she just shot up like a rocket. I was like, okay. So she's the only one out of them that got away. Now, the last thing we see in the scene is we see Butcher driving off, and he pulls out a vial. Now, when I looked at the episode, I was wondering, like, saying to myself, why does he have that vial? And follow me here, y'all, and y'all can put a pin in this if this actually happens. I personally think that Butcher, I personally think that Butcher is on his way to go see Maeve to give her that V. Because remember, she didn't die.
No, she didn't. Her neck was just broke.
And she lost her powers. But I think he's on his way to go see her, because I know that her and her girlfriend or her wife or whoever this woman was, I know that they left, and when they asked her, Starlight had asked her where she's going to go, she said probably just somewhere out in a rural area, like just somewhere off the grid. And if you look at the road he was driving on, it looks like a rural area. It was nothing but farmland. I think Butcher is going to go see her because they developed a relationship. She's not on good terms with Homelander. She tried to basically beat him to death. And, she probably would have been successful a little bit, but she had to save them from Soldier Boy basically killing them. So I think that's who he's going to go see.
And not
That's-
only that, she couldn't fly. Remember, she was the last thing she was telling Starlight, you could fly now, so that y'all don't need me.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
but now if she gets her to come back and gives her powers.
No, mark
hope
it down
she's
and
gonna
say you heard it
survive.
here first. I think that's who he's going to go see.
I did. I wrote it down. All right. You got any predictions, Tamika? Do you think
Not really too many. I'm just ready for the next season. I'm ready for Gen V. I want to know what the heck is going to happen. How the heck they going to get out of this?
Yeah, so I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. Of course, in the post-credit scene, we see that the president-elect takes Homelander into that chamber, and that's where he sees Soldier Boy. I'm telling you right now, if Soldier Boy and Homelander and Ryan link up, it's going to be a problem.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
Because you got to think, you're going to have father, grandfather, son,
and
grandson.
Remember, that's what they was worried about last season when they all linked up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but do you think he would link up with him? Like, is his mind right now?
Who? I don't know, because the way they did him at the end, he was supposed to come there and fight Homelander, but now he knows that's his kid and grandkid. Remember, he once he found that out, I think it kind of changed, but they still have an ego problem, them two. Like, who's gonna be in charge?
Yeah, because the thing is that when they met up, like right there at the end, it was I know it was Butcher, Maid, and Soldier Boy and Homelander. But the thing is that the thing that threw the wrench into the plan was when when Homelander brought Ryan with him. That's what messed their whole plan up, and it threw Butcher off, because Butcher was under the impression it was just going to be Homelander. But then when he came in there with Ryan, and Butcher always had a soft spot for Ryan, mainly because of a promise he made to his wife, saying that he would take care of him. And him and Ryan kind of weren't on speaking terms at that point, so he was always going to be on Homelander's side, especially since he was even younger at that point in time. And then it kind of threw the plan off, because now when they about to get into it, Butcher's trying to tell Soldier Boy not to attack because the boy is there, and Soldier Boy's like, so you really want to mess up this plan right now? That whole thing just got messed up when Homelander brought that boy there. I was like, oh my God. When I saw him walk in, I was like, oh damn, the plan ruined. I said the plan is ruined. I wanted to flip a tape. I was like, it's over.
Do you think he's gonna remember what happened? Where they take him? Where they end up fighting?
That's a good question. I mean, because he's been in that chamber since the end of last season. So if we're doing it on a real world timeline, you're talking about he's been in that chamber, sleep and knocked out for well over a year, almost 2 years. So I don't know what capacity his mind set is going to be in when he gets him out. Remember, there was already some animosity there when him and Homelander first met, because when Soldier Boy first met Homelander, he berated him. Like, he literally basically called him a punk, like, to his face. He said, I could never, I'm just paraphrasing, I could never imagine myself raising somebody so weak and feckless. Like, it's like, you just met him for the first time, and that's your first words that you got for your son?
Mm-hmm. Miss Kira speaks that I'm ready for Gen V. So am I.
I'm right there with you.
Inside that, because remember that last episode, wasn't Homelander in that episode, and Butcher and all of them?
No, Butcher was in that episode, wasn't he? He was. Yeah, I forgot he was. They
was all fighting. So that that didn't happen yet. Is that? Are we going with that? That didn't happen, or it happened in between?
It already happened. Like, this is after Gen V, because remember, in this season, in one of the episodes, Butcher mentions Godolphin University. He says it, so he's familiar with the school. And Homelander, he showed up at the end of that big fight that they had on campus, and he showed up, and that's when he blasted Marie. And we thought he took her out, but he didn't. She survived that blast.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't do much to it. And then that's also in that season, we got the little bit of a backstory on Newman, finding out that Newman can basically do the blood bending thing just like Marie. So that means Marie can pop stuff too, which we saw her do, because that's how she blew old girl's hands off.
Yeah, but she didn't know she could do that.
She
She
could do
just
it. She didn't know
found
she could
out
do it.
then when they was with that whole last fight.
Yeah, and the
So
thing is,
I'll-
she and her
I'm
eyes,
sorry.
and the thing is, when she does it, her eyes don't turn white. She's popping with her hands, like with
Mhm.
Newman is with her eyes. So, and then that scene when she turned the blood into daggers. My goodness, that was that was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gen V was a good spinoff. I can't wait. And you know what's so crazy? They coming out with another spinoff called The Boys Mexico. I kid you not.
The boys of what?
The Boys Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, so then they gonna have more superheroes then.
Most likely,
Mhm.
and this spinoff is most likely going to happen, of course, after the last season of The Boys,
Right.
maybe after the season, and probably after another season of Gen V. So
Mhm.
so they basically doing like a Power thing. You know how like Power has so many
Yeah.
spinoffs. It's kind of like they're doing a Boys universe.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking
When
forward to it.
yeah, they actually, I think they announced that like shortly after the first season of Gen V. I was like, at first I had to look up to see if this was real, because anything could be put on the internet, and sure enough, it's real. Like they actually are having a spinoff called The Boys Mexico.
So we've been on here almost 2 hours. So I didn't know we was on here this long. I'm so sorry, y'all.
You good?
But it was a whole lot of stuff to cram into this, so we had to do what we had to do, y'all. But I'll probably break it down because I know people's attention span is kind of short, so we might do it in parts and stuff like that. So, what y'all got going on y'all channels?
Tomorrow for me, I'm gonna be talking about this man who he from Arizona was planning to commit a mass deletion at this Bad Bunny concert in Atlanta, and with the intention of igniting a race war. But I'm like, that was a failed plan. But it was a failed plan, but because they found out about him before he actually did it. But the fact that he was going to travel from Arizona all the way to Atlanta, he was determined. He didn't go to anywhere local. He was about to go from one coast to another coast.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be talking about this nonsense coming from RG3, trying to compare Caitlin Clark to Tiger Woods.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's a whole post that he made up on X like a couple weeks ago. I didn't get a chance to talk about it then, but I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow in a live stream. And I'm glad, and shout out to you, Moochie, because you came up and spoke your piece today on the topic at hand.
Yeah, if you didn't check that out today with his live with, it was about Caitlin Clark. Go ahead to explain what you talked about today, so you could his link is in the description, y'all. So if you're not subscribed to Tyrion Reign Reloaded, please subscribe. He touches on those topics that we need to talk about with our culture.
Yeah. So basically, the one I did today was about how I basically was calling out the so-called Caitlin Clark fans. I put that in air quotes, and basically saying they were one of the major reasons why she was not on the U.S. women's team representing in Paris, which is actually going to be happening in a couple days. Most likely 9 times out of 10, they are there now. And basically, I went through a whole bunch of bookmark tabs that I had on X. I had a whole bunch of them. Most of everything I talked about on that stream today all came from X, and there was only one article from the Associated Press at the end. That was a long stream. That was one of my longest midday streams I've ever done, because it was a lot.
It was a good one, though.
Yeah, but tomorrow's stream is not going to be as long because I'm only going over one post, and I can stretch a narrative out of one post. So, but it's so yeah, that's what I talked about. I'm glad I got that over with, because I said the minute I was done with that stream, I went right into my bookmarks and removed all of those bookmarks.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that.
Yeah, it was like that was over a month worth of stuff, starting
and
from June 3rd all the way. Yeah, like starting from June 3rd all the way up until like yesterday.
Yeah, but these people, most of the people that's fans of her, they don't realize, they don't even understand the parts with basketball. They don't understand that whole thing with they have to practice so they can mesh well together to play other teams because they're playing for the USA. It's not like it's an NBA league. And she was playing college ball when this happened. I don't understand why they not explaining that, because there's so many people that get on this and talk about this girl and compare her to Angel Reese and all of that back and forth. I'm so tired of it. I just thought they wanted her there where she was gonna fill seats. Okay, she's got people coming there, but you know, that's another discussion in itself. I don't went on a tangent. I'm sorry, y'all.
You good.
What you got going on, Tamika? You back in the saddle?
I'm trying to slowly work my way back in there, y'all. I think tomorrow I may go live after joining Moochie. I might do a live and talk about the 2 episodes that I missed and the episode that's gonna come on tomorrow night for Sisters. We'll see. And then Friday, God willing, if EJ is doing family business, I'm probably going to join her for that. If y'all not following me on TikTok, follow me over there because I have been putting up. I've been trying to do more over there too. I kind of fell off, these last 2 weeks, but I have been putting up stuff about Presumed Innocent, Mayor of Kingstown, little short videos, family business, and I want to start doing a Lady in the Lake and Emperor of Ocean Park. I may not necessarily do stuff episode by episode, but I will be putting up like just quick thoughts on those. And just getting back to the routine slowly but surely, y'all. Just continue to pray for me, okay? And if you are not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. I think I need like 24 more people to hit a 2,000, okay?
All right.
Good.
All
Nice.
right, so that is our show for tonight. Thanks for everybody coming through. Thank you, Miss Reyes, Miss Kira Speaks, VJ Vishwakarma. That's a hard one. Andre, and a slew of others. Thank you, Detroit. I don't know what happened, but he will be back, and Booby will be here tomorrow, and we're gonna be discussing Mayor Kingstown because that was off the chain. So,
yes.
Thanks for coming out. Oh, and what's coming up next is Presumed Innocent. I will be talking about it in a whole because the finale comes on Wednesday. I'm going to be trying to get together a panel for that. So I don't know who's going to be co-starring with me, but I know it's probably going to be Tamika, because that's, BX is with me, So we're going to be doing that. Anywho, thanks for coming out. Yeah, that's crazy. Thanks for coming out, y'all. God bless and have a good night, y'all.
Good night.